Hello and welcome to No Man's Sky. This first little video that I wanted to do for a game that has kept me occupied for years and years, ever since it came out on the PlayStation. I bought it when it came to Xbox, and it's one of my favourite chill out space games. However, I'm going to be doing some videos on No Man's Sky along with Starfield and along with Space Engineers to branch out further on the channel. But what I wanted to do with this one is show you a little trick that I've been doing for a while in No Man's Sky to automate base lighting. You might have noticed with Space Engineers that I'm a big fan of automated base lighting. So if we just pop up some alloy panels and we switch building camera, and you can do this by pushing up on the D-pad, choosing the piece and then clicking in the left stick, and you'll open up the build menu. Now I'm playing in creative. This is my creative save, and I'm just going to throw together this little platform here as it terraforms the ground around it, just so I've got something to place a few walls and so on. And what we're going to do here is just build out a little thing mostly just provide a platform to do this on as I show you how it's done. And we'll put that there. We're just going to break this down into steps. So to create automated lighting, first of all, we're going to need to move across using the right bumper to our lights. I'll pick, say, some green lights. Now I do have automated base power on at the moment, so you'll notice when I put them on that they will show up without needing to put wires on. So if we just press Y here, we can link up some wires, you'll see, like so. And now what I'm going to need to do just briefly is shut down the automated base power for the time being. I might have to go through a little base computer archive thing just to encrypt this archive, or decrypt this archive. There we go. What's fun about this is that there's a lot to do. And of course, typically I want to access the base computer and I've got to play around with the archive recovery system. That's not a problem. It wastes a little bit of time till the nightfall happens, which is what I want. So we'll just flick through this. There we go. Right. Well, as long as I don't do that, I can now access with this, and I can turn the base power off for the time being and go back to my little thing. So what I want is some power, and we're going to generate some power off some batteries and so on in the power system. We'll just create a little array of solar panels here. Get them up fast. Link them up with the wiring system again. Pop some batteries down to store the power. Link up the wires. And the building system in No Man's Sky is absolutely brilliant. If you're playing in regular mode, you'll have to collect all the resources to build these things. But now we have power. So let's take a quick meander back inside here. Now you won't see anything at this point in time. And what we want now is the most important thing. This power inverter. So let's bring it up onto the wall. And what you want to do with it is you want to rotate it until you see the little flashing light that's normally on it at the top. When that's put down, you'll see it's flashing. With your wiring system, you want to take this and connect it to the light, and then this here we leave, but we connect this all the way over here to our power system. And now you'll notice that the lights are on. We want one more thing to make this work. We're going to use the inverter to read the signal from a solar panel. And a solar panel can act like a light detector. And so when we take this inverter here and we link it to the top like so, you'll notice the lights have gone off. This is because while that solar panel is powered, the inverter switch changes its value to off. When there's no power flowing to the inverter switch will open the connection between our lights and our system over here, and we can check the battery power right now. We can see it's charging, and if you want to know what your available daylight is, access your solar panel and it will tell you that the daylight remaining is 5 minutes and 41 seconds. So in 5 minutes 41 seconds or so, things will start to change, and you'll see that we will move from a day to a night cycle, and these lights should come on. So as long as you connect a solar panel to this top part of the inverter here, the power to the left and the lights that you want on the right with the red flashing light at the top, as I've placed here, you'll create a solar switch using the reading from this solar panel to control the flow of energy into the inverter. When there's no energy flowing from the solar panel, this wire will go red and this wire will go blue and the lights will come on. But because No Man's Sky can't fast forward time, you have to wait in real time to see it. So we're going to just explore the coolness of the No Man's Sky building system. And what you'll find when you come from games like Space Engineers or whatever, No Man's Sky uses procedural generation when you put down parts, or rather it uses intelligent generation. So it knows a wall and what that wall should look like when placed atop another wall, and you'll see that it will change the texturing on that wall based on the part below it and the height. So if I put like this, briefly make some sort of tower on the game, you can see that as we go higher, our top part of the wall is very much on display, and you can fill in the gap just by using the little extruded alloy wall piece. These can be a bit fiddly to play around with. I try not to use them from time to time because they can be a bit of a pain to place, but they look like that when placed. It's just a case of moving around until you get to where you want. And just to finish this little tower off, we'll add a folded sail alloy roof like so, and we'll make a nice little tower we can look at onto this little test place here. And you can see a frigate has jumped in the planet atmosphere. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me do a No Man's Sky maybe from the start. Share some hints and tips on how to play the game. If you're interested in getting it, you can get it on the major platforms: PC, PlayStation, Xbox, even on the Switch. I believe it's also on Apple Mac now. And it's probably got a few more platforms that I haven't mentioned. But let's go and have a quick look over here at our solar panel. We're probably down to at least a minute or so. 1 minute and 28 seconds. So soon we'll have a bit more. And I've got a device on my base which cloaks the wires, so you can't see them when you're in normal mode. Only when you go into build mode can you actually see the wiring. And it's phenomenally easy to use this building system to change, swap parts, duplicate them, move parts around, recolor them. You can see a lot of different No Man's Sky YouTubers, Beelzebub, Jason Plays, Zane's World, you name it, they all have excellent No Man's Sky channels. Mine isn't a No Man's Sky channel, but it will definitely embrace space games like No Man's Sky, Space Engineers, and of course Starfield. When Starfield comes out, I will be looking at the ship builder over time, and also I will definitely be diving into the outpost system, and I will certainly be looking at a playthrough, maybe a narrated playthrough. I may read out the parts of dialogue that my character says, because we have a non-voiced protagonist this time, so instead of listening to a voice actor delivering your lines, you can hear them in your head in the voice you think the character speaks in. And we're getting closer and closer now to sundown. We look again at the solar panel. You'll start to see that in a few moments, even though it says dark hours remaining, it will fold away. And the moment that it folds away will be the time that the system I've created here comes into play, and the lights will come on. So if we pop open build mode again, you'll see the sun is going down. There's the panel, and there's the lights. The wire goes red. It's no longer supplying power to the inverter, and the inverter will allow power now through the system from the power source to the lighting, allowing for automated base lighting on No Man's Sky. And this is really useful if you just want to go for a base and you build this system outside it. You can actually hide that solar panel if you want down below, and it will work. I'm not sure why the light can get through solid objects, but I'm not going to complain. However, you can also use one of the many solar panels that you use as part of your energy system, just as a detector. You don't have to build a separate solar panel if you don't want to. I always do, because I think it's nice to keep them separate, so you know which are your solar panels for generating power and which is a switch. And there you have it. That is indeed how to do automated base lighting on No Man's Sky. Hopefully this will give you a bit of an intro to the game. There's a lot more to it, a load more to No Man's Sky, and if I were to go from the start to the end of it, you would see quite a few interesting things. Until then though, stay safe, take care, thank you for watching, thank you for the likes, the subscribes, and there's a load more content to come from me and from various space games such as Space Engineers, which is my primary focus, No Man's Sky and Starfield. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.